All right. Certainly helps if you actually hit on go live. There you go. All right. I think we're up and rolling. Pretty cool. I don't know how you tell how many people are on here but anyways, we are live. Here we go. Ready to roll. My name's Todd from Kotu Cards. And today, I just want to talk about kind of like, what's going on in Yu-Gi-Oh, where you guys are at, what you guys are thinking. Particularly, I want to talk about new sets. I think it's super cool, like the new sets that are coming out. If you actually kind of look at that, let me see if I can. This might take me a little while to figure this out, but I will get there. Trust me. All right, so let's go to display. No, none of these work. Am I not going to be able to do that? All right, we got Gunners in the house. All right. I'm trying to go live on YouTube, but I'm thinking that I might need like some sort of other feature. Some sort of other program to download, because none of my stuff seems to be working on here, which means that I can't bring up TCG Player, which is very problematic. Let's see. Shoot. How do you do that? All right. You late, sir? Of course I'm late. Just kidding. What's up, Kotu? Jimmy, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey Jimmy, I know that you're on you're always on fresh off the presses live stream. How does he get TCG up? How does he get his stuff to work? I'm gonna have to reach out to him and figure that out. Streamlab is good, or even StreamYard. Okay, that seems to be what I'm missing. So I need to download Streamlab or StreamYard and get that going, is my guess. Because what YouTube Live gives me is not super great. Because I can't actually bring up TCG Player as far as I can see. So it's just me. Which will be pretty boring for you all for quite a while. So all right, trial and error. My tech guy has been gone for like a month, and my second tech guy, Cohen, has also been gone for a month. Shoot, I don't know, not sure how all that works, not sure technology savvy. Yeah, me neither. So yeah, my Cohen does a lot of this for me, and he has been in Minnesota and Pittsburgh for the last month. But shoot, let's see here. Share screen. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to share that. We don't want that. We will figure this out. But none of my buttons on the Stream Deck actually work, so it can't really bring me to TCG Player. So what I'll essentially be doing is I'll just be talking to you guys for this one. We'll make it a shorter one, but I'll just be talking to you about some of the sets that are coming out, because I really think that we're in a pretty good place right now. And when you look at some of the sets that are coming out, really all of the sets that are coming out, it paints a really nice picture for Yu-Gi-Oh! In my estimation. And you factor in that there is a ban list that is looming. So you've got that ban list looming that is going to curb the meta right now. And I've shared with you, if you weren't listening to my videos on the last ban list, I talked about the last ban list and the fact that Fire was not going to get hit. And one of the reasons that it wasn't going to get hit was Konami's still selling these things, and they're not going to hit the cards that they're still trying to sell. But that's no longer the case. So I think it's fair game. You should more than anticipate those fire decks getting pretty hard. Now, they still want to sell the tins. So I don't think they're going to get annihilated, but I think you're going to see a lot of limited, some semi-limiteds on here that's really going to check the fire decks. What that's going to do is it's going to open up the door for these new sets that are coming out that are really have the potential to break things open. So just the 4 sets that I wanted to talk about a lot. Last comment from Jimmy. Thanks again on your last video on selling. Good video. I've been swimming in orders. That is super awesome. One of the things that Jimmy told me is that he took off shipping. And when you take off shipping, it opens up an entire world of sales to you that you otherwise would not be making, because people can filter that out. You just filter out anything that has shipping on there. And then you just look at the orders that have free shipping. And people do it. They do it on eBay. They do it on TCG Player. I had the same thing when I took shipping off. I just got flooded with orders. It's just one of those things. People do not like paying for shipping. If you've not watched the video on how to sell cards, make a profit, it's a little bit of a different take on selling cards. I'm trying to give you a little more of the kind of different practical things, as well as some of the theory and some of the, things that just helped us. We had to learn all of this, like, just by trial and error and figuring it out as we go along. And if I can help somebody sell cards faster, and if I can, you're helping people sell cards faster, but you're also helping the community get cards better, because the community doesn't want to pay shipping. And one of the things I said, price cards fair. And if you price cards fair, you'll sell cards. I was just on somebody's TCG account. I wanted to buy a card from them. And one thing I noticed, that card was pretty fairly priced, but that was a rarity. Almost every card that he was selling was $10 to $30 over market price. I'm not going to buy from you if you're doing that. I'm just not. So I got off of that. I got off of that guy's thing, and I paid more money for the card from a different seller, because I don't like it when you do that stuff. So certainly, I'm really glad that helped Jimmy on the shipping. Up like 15 orders. That is super awesome. Or something since then. Selling a lot of cards. In cases, the reprints of Bonanza is going to be wild. I'm super excited for that. 400 cards coming. You see info boxes going up like Age of Overlord did. Yeah, info is a really good set, and it really is, and it's aging well, because those cards that fell out early, particularly Purge and Molcharmi, both of those cards, Molcharmi went all the way down to like $28, I think. And Purge went all the way down to $8. And if you were watching my videos when I was talking about Purge, I told you the sweet spot of Purge is $8. If you can pick it up for $8, grab that card. It's going to go back up. Purge is a very good card. Molcharmi is a very good card. I haven't played Purge, but I have been playing Molcharmi. I can't even say the card. Molcharmi, I do like the card. I think it's a really good card. And when you look at the new set that is coming out, Rage of the Abyss, you're getting another Dominus card in there. I forget what it's called, like Dominus Infinite or something like that. And you're getting another Molcharmi card. And so I am really high on Rage of the Abyss. I think it's going to be pretty good set. And I always go in on the 4th core set. I think the 4th core set is grossly underappreciated. People talk about the 3rd core set. I like the 4th core set. 4th core set, you're going back to Darkwing Blast. You're going back to Age of Overlord. Those were the fourth sets. So I love the fourth set. Um, Rage of the Abyss has tremendous potential that I am super excited about. If I were you, I would be considering looking at Rage of Abyss. Great set. In my estimate, I'm a little biased. I play sharks, and so to have all the shark support that's coming out in there, I love it. Sharks is not the only thing that I play, but I do love the shark deck. Right now, I'm playing Horus, basically Horus Stun, which I think is a lot of fun. I didn't know what to do during the Snake Eyes, Fiendsmith days. So I was just like, I'm just going to play Horus Stun. But there are some decks that I'm very interested in. And one of them coming out in Rage of Abyss is what's it called? I can bring it up right here. I have all these things up because I was going to go over with it, but I will get StreamYard. I think that's what Jay and others are using, and we'll be able to do this a lot better than what we're doing right now. This is, to be honest with you, I was scared to death to do this. And so just me being on here doing this with you is a huge step for me, and I'll be able to sort it out and get a little bit better at this. Yeah, the Infinite Forbidden is a set that I think is going to do well. I think it's going to age well. I think the cards in there are very good, and I'm not surprised that the boxes are going up at all. Angel Dust said, I'm looking forward to the retro pack. Angel Dust is our collector of this of Kotu cards. I correct me if I'm wrong, Angel Dust. I don't think that you play the game. I think that you're by and large a collector, and you look at it from a collector's point of view. So yeah, the retro pack, that is something that I am just completely looking past. But it's one of the things that Konami does is they put these sets out, and some people bash on them and other people love them. And you've got to understand, I think one of the things that would serve us well is we got to understand that the Yu-Gi-Oh is a big table. And there's a lot of different seats at that table. And there's room for a lot of different people at the table. So in Yu-Gi-Oh, there are people that just collect. There are people that just like the old cards. There are people that play older formats. There are people that play meta. And so you've got, there are people that just play Blue Eyes. That's it. That's all they play, or Red Eyes or Dark Magician. And so you've got all these people sitting around the table, and Konami's releasing sets. They're going to have to give something to each group of people. And I think Retro Pack, is meeting a need and a desire for a certain group of people. Is it for me? No, I'm not excited about Retro Pack. I think for the most part, I'm going to pass on it. But I'm excited that they're doing it because I do know there's people like Angel Dust that are super excited for it. So, when you had sets like the last one that just brought out the Yugi deck with the shining sarcophagus and all of that stuff, and meta players were like, this is terrible, this is garbage. But that stuff sold because there's a huge community out there that loves that stuff, and they're going to buy that stuff. And Konami knows it, and they're trying to put out product that appeases the meta players, the different, some people are playing Hat, some people are playing Goat, all these different formats, collectors, people that just love Blue Eyes, Red Eyes. All these things are meeting real needs for people. And so, I'm excited that you're excited for Retro Pack because, it's a cool thing that they're doing. And you get these reprints that you otherwise would not be able to get. So I'm a little bit behind on these. Also, when you have some time, someone is using your Someone is using the name Gamer's Choice Shop to sell cards on TCG Player for ridiculous amounts. Almost every single listed card. Are you serious? People are absolutely ridiculous. I don't get people. Oh, Impulse. Thank you, Jimmy. Yeah, Dominus Impulse. That's a card you're going to want to target in Abyss. If they keep putting out these Dominus cards, I'm all in. I have right over here. Let me grab these real quick. I have my play set of purges. I'm actually selling these because I bought the quarter century. I haven't listed them yet, but this was my play set, and I had an opportunity to pick up the quarter centuries for about $50 each, and I took it because I really like this card. I think this card is going to be good. And one of the things that people don't realize, I think, on this card, you correct me if I'm wrong, you guys are better at the game than I am, but you don't have to play this from the hand. You can set this, and then it doesn't take away the effects of fire, dark, and water. I think that's correct. And so there are ways to play this card that don't make it so that the drawbacks are so bad. Obviously, being able to play it from the hand like you can imperm is a tremendous plus for the card. And if you're playing it in an earth or light or something like that deck, it is much better. But I'm a huge fan of this card. I'm a fan of the next card that's coming out too. I think they're both have great potential. What do we got here? We got Bakari. Well, we're going to go with Bakari. Yeah, that's what we're gonna go with. If I butcher your name, I'm sorry. My last name is Schmittetter, so I'm used to people butchering my names all over the place. Hi, Todd from Go2 Cards. How you feel about these tins so far? The tins that is something that I do want to talk about. It's actually one of the main things that I want to talk about because I have mixed feelings about the tins, and obviously. 400 cards, I'm not happy about that. And one of the effects of 400 cards is that if you're going to be opening up these tins and you're going to want to be building these decks that you otherwise couldn't have afforded before, and that's part of the benefit of the tins is it reprints cards, it makes them cheaper, and it makes decks more accessible. And that's what we love about the tins. And so the idea is you buy some tins, you crack them open, you get these cards, and you can build the decks. But when the set is now 400 cards, you're going to have a much harder time building those deck cores because you've got to sort through 400 cards now. So this, even the commons are going to be very hard to get a playset. How many tins are you going to have to buy now to get a playset of just the common? And so I'm not particularly happy about that. I'm also where I've got most of my concern on the tins is how many secret rares are going to be in the tins. That's what I am most concerned about. How many secret rares and how many ultra rares? Because if you're upping the number of cards, my assumption is you're going to up the number of secret rares, which means that that's going to make pulling cards like Imseti, SP Little Knight, Typhone, all these cards that we want, it's going to make it a lot harder. And you know that if they up the secrets, they're going to put a lot more junk secrets in there. Is it going to water down the set? Now, if they don't throw in a ton more secret rare cards, then I'm super excited about the tins. And I love the cards that are being revealed in the tins already. I think that's super cool. I am new to this, but it looks like there's like 22 people in here, which is wild to me. That's what it looks like to me. That's crazy. Again, my apologies. I'm not able to get TCG Player up right now. On our next live stream, I'm going to have all this rolling, and I will get this up for you guys, so that it's a more enjoyable experience. But right now we're just going to kind of go through this with just my face, which I apologize, could be a much better face that you have to stare at. Yeah, as far as the tins, I've got serious concerns. As far as what is revealed already, I'm super excited for what has been revealed in the tins. So, I mean, you're looking at, Chaos Angel getting a reprint, Big Welcome Labyrinth, Bestial Dissipator, all these cards that we've wanted for a long time. I'm really excited about them. I'm also super excited for the alt arts. I am. I love alt arts. It's one of the things that I think Konami is missing the boat on. I think we should be doing more alt arts. I think we should be doing full art cards, like the full arts that you see in like Pokemon and things like that. I think we should be doing that. I think we should be doing more number cards, or any number cards. You primarily see that in sports cards, where it'll be like 1 out of 5,000, or you'll get a card where it's 2,560 out of 5,000. I think people love number cards. So cards that are numbered, I think that's another area where they should be doing. There's a lot of things Yu-Gi-Oh could be doing, and it's not just Pokemon, it's not just Magic. You can even go into the sports cards world and see they're doing some really cool things over there that Yu-Gi-Oh could be doing as well. But the alt arts, I love, super excited, like that Regeki with I can't remember what's on the card, but it's like a dragon, like crapping out a Regeki. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite things. I love playing Regeki. I'm like an old school. I don't play hand traps. I play board breakers. And so a lot of times I run decks with Dark Holes, Regekis. I do it in my Horus deck, because my Horus cards are not affected by Dark Hole. So I can play Dark Hole and my Horus cards don't blow up. So I play all these weird, junky, old cards that people give me all kind of crap for. So alt art of Regeki, Feather Duster, all of those things I'm super excited about. Invoked, I love that you're getting different alt arts of Invoked in here. The Red Eyes, I think, is going to be super cool. The tins have massive potential. I like the fact that you're getting a quarter century per pack. I think that's kind of interesting. I like the idea of more accessibility to higher rarity cards. And that gives you the excitement of buying a product with the thought that you can actually pull something. When we were chasing Starlights, which was tons of fun. I chase Starlights. I love chasing Starlights. I'm not bashing Starlights at all, but they're 1 per 2 cases. So when you open up a box, you don't really have the expectation of pulling a Starlight. But what's cool about getting a Starlight is, because it's so rare, it like stops your heart. Like you pull that Starlight and you're like, oh my gosh. Same thing with the Ghost. When you were pulling them from Ghost from the Past 1, not Ghost from the Past 2, it stops your heart because you don't expect to get it. But I love the chase of the more accessible chase. And that's why I love deck building packs. I love the chase of collector rares. And so I love that they're putting quarter centuries in every pack. Look, I think the tins have great potential. And I'm very excited for these tins that are coming out. I do have concerns, and my concerns are primarily, how many secret rares are we going to get? How bad are you going to water down this product? and that's really where I've got concerns. I want to know what the quarter centuries are going to be. The other thing, the last thing I'm going to say about this is that I think we knew a lot more this time last year about the tins. So, I mean, we're like 5 weeks out from the tins, and I feel like I don't know anything about the tins, and that's concerning to me. The fact that there's a lot of mystery still baked into the tins, and generally, this is the time to buy them because they're pretty cheap. By the way, buy them on Gamer's Choice. So, a lot of people selling tins at ridiculous prices. I had to make a decision. The people that I normally buy my tins from, I didn't buy my tins from them this year because they wanted $220 a case. And you can get them, I think, still on Gamer's Choice for $180 a case. You use MCool40's code or House of Champs code, and that's going to bring it down 5% more. And that 5% really matters. Gamer's Choice, if you're in the US, Tier 0, if you're in the UK, those are the places that I would be buying my tins from. I know that Robbie's associated with Kong's Cards, and Kong's Cards is generally more money. It is. I would still use Robbie's card because I like supporting Robbie because the work that he does over there is tremendous. Like, I know people give him a lot of crap. This is just a sidebar that I didn't plan on talking about, but I know people give him a lot of crap. But he does tremendous work. I mean, the labor and the research that's involved in what he's doing, I gotta respect it just from a pure Yu-Gi-Oh player. I love it. I love his channel. I love what he does, and I love supporting him. Guy's putting out 4 videos a day. That's nuts. There's nobody out there putting out 4 videos a day. Like, that's absolutely grinding to the highest extreme there is. That's all I got to say about Robbie. I am way behind on this chat. I will get better at this. My apologies again. Here we go. What do I think about the tins? Hey, we got Dustin up in here. All right, I love it. From the Berg, representing. Super cool to see you on here. Yeah, you're right. Dominus Purge QCR, nice, super nice card. That I got them. They're in the binders. I got to catch up on this chat here. QCR Molcharmy. I pulled a play set of QCR Molcharmies and I sold them, and I actually oversold the Molcharmies that I had, and so right now I only have 2. There's a guy at my locals who is a subscriber to the channel, who has one for me that I'm going to buy actually tomorrow. So I will have my playset of Molcharmies tomorrow. Here we go. 5 boxes. Pulled a dog. Did you really? Wow. And a QCR Molcharmy secret and a QCR. That's awesome, man. I'm gonna have you come over and open up my stuff for me, man. That's tremendous. 400 cards, so many reprints. Yeah, you are getting a ton of reprints. This is reprint season, and this is another thing that I love about this season. Look, the latter part of the year, September, October, November, December. This is the best time of Yu-Gi-Oh! This is when you get the best reprint sets. This is when you get the tins. This is when you get the best core sets. There is no time like the fall for Yu-Gi-Oh! It is absolutely the best. And if you are coming into the game new, or you just don't have a ton of money to spend on this game and you're looking for cheap cards, this is a fantastic time for you. We just had Rarity Collection 1, just had Rarity Collection 2. All those cards have been made super cheap. We're getting the tins with 400 reprints. We're also getting quarter century Bonanza with another massive dump of reprints. This is a great time of Yu-Gi-Oh! I know people are super down on Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. I'm super high on Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm excited for Rage of Abyss. I'm excited for I think it's crossover breakers, something like that, the deck building set that's coming out. That set looks amazing with the I think it's the Alice in Wonderland, the deck that's in there. That's going to be super cool. So I love where Yu-Gi-Oh is right now. There's a ban list coming. We know it's coming. Konami's given us a heads up on the fact that it is coming. And now we've got all these reprints sitting right in front of us. And we've got these great sets coming out. What these reprints enable you to do is buy these cards super cheap and then get these deck cores that you need, because the deck, and I know the deck cores are going to be expensive. Like if you're looking at the Malice cards, or you're looking at the Azarunan cards, or what are they called? Azamina cards. If you're looking at the Azamina cards, yes, they're going to be expensive. But if you got the other staples and Konami's gifted them to you pretty cheap, then it's going to make buying these a lot easier. And I think the game is about to be, not right now. Right now it's in a bad place, but it's about to be in a really good place where people are going to love this game and getting into this game. So I'm as high on the game as I have ever been. So let's go on from here. We got Aaron K. Welcome in, man. Howdy. What's your thoughts on this year's tins? I answered that. I think they look pretty good. I'm not sure if I should just buy singles or cases. And that's the thing. And that's the problem with the tins right now, is that we don't know what we should be buying, because we don't know, all the secret. We don't even know how many secrets are in here. We don't know what our chances of pulling an SP or an IMSET are. And so because of that, it's very difficult. Again, I think we knew more last year at this time than we know this year, and I don't like being in the dark on it. Now, I've already ordered my tins, and we order a lot of tins. We order a lot of cases of tins, and by the time we're done opening tins, we're basically tired of opening tins. Like we're like, get me out of these tins. But it's a ton of fun. But we should know. We should already know. And the fact that we don't is a little bit problematic to me. Get the likes up, Gunner Doles. Get those likes up. I always forget to ask for people to, if you like what we're doing on this channel, we're going to be doing more of this kind of thing. Get those likes up. Really appreciate it. It does help the meta, or not the meta. It will not help the Yu-Gi-Oh meta at all, I promise you. But it does help the algorithm and YouTube and all that sort of thing. So, Dustin, already 2 more reprints coming up in Bonanza. Yeah, I mean, tons of reprints in Bonanza. That's going to be super insane. Any advice? Any advice on figuring out what price to assign to singles, play sets, archetype packages? Like, do you go off what Gamer's Choice? Yes, I think Gamer's Choice sets the market, and I try to go off Gamer's Choice on what they are setting things. Now, Gamer's Choice doesn't always get it right, and sometimes they really whiff on their pricing. And so I'll give you a couple examples. We pre-sold Fenrir's for $30 when they first came out. We went by what Gamer's Choice did, and Fenrir shot up to like $50, and that's just how it is. Chaos Angels, same thing. That card shot up. We went off Gamer's Choice. But generally, what I do is I look at what other people are pricing it at, and I try to be the best price out there, or at least match it. I try to be competitive. And the other thing is, keep up on your listings. Some of the times you've got listings sitting out there that were $50, and now they're just That card has gone down to like $20. Keep lowering your listings, make those sales, get those cards out there. It's good for the community. It's good for you. You can actually, by doing what Cohen and I do, you can actually make this game 100% free for you. Now, do you have to work? Yeah, you're gonna have to work, and we work a lot on shipping things out. And if you love doing that sort of thing, you can make the game absolutely free. We don't pay anything for anything that we buy. Doesn't come out of our pocket. It comes out of our return on buying product and selling it. All right, here we go. How many cases are you purchasing, or just singles? Cases of what? So we max out on what we can do. I'm not going to hire people. Like it's Cohen and I, and that's it. And so what can Cohen and I reasonably do? Well, with core sets, any of these deck building sets, core sets, things like that, what Cohen and I can reasonably do is 8 cases. And that's because we pre-sell the cases. And so on the high end, we buy 8 cases. On the low end, we buy 3 cases. We buy anything in between there, because that's what I can reasonably open, put together, and ship out to you guys. Like I don't try to hide the fact that we're small. Like we really are. It's just Cohen and I, and we work our butt off to get these cards out. Now, as far as tins, we buy 30 cases of tins. And so we buy 30 cases of tins. We buy anywhere between 3 to 8 cases of core sets, good cases. Good sets, we try to buy 8. Bad sets, we try to buy 3. But sometimes the people that I buy from, they kind of lock me in. They say, well, if you're going to buy, 8 of this, then you're going to have to buy 8 of this. Otherwise, I can't give you the 8 of the good set. So, and I try to honor those commitments. But we try to figure out what the good sets are and what the bad sets are. Reprint sets, we sometimes go a little bit higher. So maybe like 10 cases, but that's really stretching what we can do reasonably. And what I mean by reasonably is I need to get these out to the community quickly. And if I can't get them out to you quickly, then I've overstretched what I can do. So that's what we do. And I recommend, if you're just getting into this, start with a case. That's what we did. We started with 1 case of King's Court, and then we bought 2 cases, and then we bought 3 cases, and we went all the way up to 8 cases. And then I started to scale back down when we started doing YouTube, because I love doing this. I love the community out there. I love talking about Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I love talking about selling cards, new sets, deck building, all this stuff. And I found that, making YouTube content, I make like nothing off of this. like what we make off YouTube, I think is like maybe like $600-700 a year. We make nothing off of doing this, but we love doing it. And it's not about the money for us. It's about the community. It's about talking about this game, sharing our love for the game, and that's really why we do it. So I don't make enough content to actually, and I don't have enough subscribers to actually make money off of this. Some people do, like people like Robbie, people like the Cali effect, that they're actually able to make money. We don't really profit off of this at all, but we love doing it. Cohen is just absolutely loves doing it. All right, what do we got here? We got how many cases are we purchasing? So that I've shared with you what cases. Slifer is on. Slifer is on. Yes, that is it. Slifer is on the Regeki card. Absolutely beautiful. I love that card. Super cool. I love the alt arts. One of my favorite parts of of my collection. I need the QRC alt arts. Feather Duster, yeah, Feather Duster, Regeki. I'm super hyped for all of these. When they put out a new art, I go all in on it. I love it. So they did a couple years ago, 2 years ago, I think they did the Dark Magician Girl, the chicken, blue eyes, and the red eyes. Yeah, I didn't love how the blue eyes looked. I don't actually even love how any of them look, but they were different, and because of it, I bought them because it's an alt art, and I love alt arts, and I think the community does. I think Konami's missing it on that. I think they could sell a lot of product through alt arts, full card art, and numbering cards. Put cards in a pack that have a number on a special card in a pack. They did that with the Dark Magician out of Battles of Chaos. Look, Battles of Chaos was a bad set. But they put a Dark Magician in there. They just hid it in the back. They hid it in the back so much so that people were opening it up and they were putting it in the bulk because they never even saw it. I don't know if you remember that, but people were buying bulk of Battle of Chaos just in hopes of getting the Dark Magician because people didn't realize it was back there. Such a cool thing. It's not hard to make sets something that people want to buy. Just put something special in a set like that. It will drive the market. It will drive people to want to open up sealed product. I think, part of what they're doing is just kind of lazy. Like, you can come up with other ways of selling product and the community will go all in and they'll buy these things. So, alt arts are fantastic. Great take about the sports card rarity. Topps is notorious for having like red, blue, pink. Yeah. The only reason I know about this, my youngest son is in the sports cards. So I've got a couple of them like right here. I've got a Matthew Stafford, like stuff like this. That they do. We've got a Kyrie Irving. This is a special card. See if I actually have a number card. Yeah, I don't actually have a number card in front of me, but it's a really cool thing that sports cards found a way to generate market. They do different tellers. They do all kinds of interesting things. There's a lot of different things Konami could be doing out there. Do you think the tins are worth buying, singles or cases? That's kind of what I've been talking about. I don't know. I'm going to hold my judgment on that until we know how many secrets, how many ultras. And if I were you, I'd hold off on purchasing until you do. The problem is they're going to go up if the news is favorable. And if it's not favorable, then the tins will basically stay the same as they are right now. But keep an eye on Gamer's Choice tins. That's where I would be buying them, or Tier 0. Imagine getting excited over Invoke stuff. So power crap. I know. I'm ridiculous, but some of the cards, they just bring back memories. And there's a lot of people that just want the memories of playing their Invoke stuff. Now, am I going to spend a lot of money on the Invoke stuff? No. Are they going to go for a lot of money? No. But it's kind of cool, and you never know what Konami can bring back. Different cards. I mean, Konami just made Exodia something that people are like playing. Regeki's back in the meta. Dark Hole's back in. People are playing these cards. They can revive these older cards that are grossly power crept. Yes, for sure. But that all it takes is an engine to get these things going. So yeah, I know I'm ridiculous. They'll be the same price. Yeah, they're certainly going to be super cheap. But super cheap doesn't mean that they're still not cool. I think they're cool, super cheap cards, but don't spend a lot of money on this. I'm going to do an entire video on what to buy, what not to buy in the tins, and on these old art, like these older cards. Do not do not buy these pre-sales. Do not spend a lot of money on them. They will fall out. Trust. Yeah, they will certainly. 25 people in the stream. We need 20 likes, you guys. Let's go. We're only 3 likes away. I was going to open up some product on the stream. I know one of the things that Team Saki does is that if you give this much, he'll open up an OTS pack. I wasn't going to do anything like that, but I was going to open up some product just to see what we can pull and maybe give it away as a kind of I'm trying to figure out how to do that on the live stream thing. See if people will bid on different things and then just kind of give it away. So I'm trying to come up with different things that we can do, but I just didn't make it to the store today to be able to grab that. But I've got some ideas that I think will be cool. Nothing bad against what Saki does, by the way. I'm not saying anything bad about what he does. I watch all of his live streams. I love what he does over there. I'm a huge supporter of his channel as well. I didn't mean anything negative by that. So please don't take that. Robbie is the anchor in the, yeah, I mean, I think he's absolutely fantastic. I love what he does. 4 videos a day is insane. Yeah, it is insane. Absolutely. And speaking of appreciating work, you are also doing good work for the people and like to start investing in cards. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, we really do want to help the community. And one of the things that I said in the video on selling cards for a profit, honestly, send me a message on here. Send me a message on our email, which is Kotucards10, the number 10 at gmail.com. And I'm happy to answer questions on how do you do this? How do you avoid this? Those sorts of things. I'll try and help you the best that I can. I'm not a professional. I'm not an expert, but we have learned some things along the way and do not mind passing those along to you as well. We do not have a problem selling cards. So the more people out there selling cards benefits the community, drives the prices down. Let's go. It's good for all of us. So yeah, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. Crossover Breakers is going to be, oh, really? You don't love I think Malice is going to be absolutely fantastic. I think people are going to go all in on that. It isn't going to be like 4 months and it's a CR set, so you know the stuff is just going to get it is going to get reprinted. I think it's V who calls the CRs the QC waiting room, which I absolutely love that. And if you go back and you look at all the cards that did get QC or that did get collector rares, so many of those cards got upgraded to quarter century, and they're now absolutely like worthless. So he ain't even wrong on that for sure. I don't know. I love crossout breakers. I think that it has. I think Malice is going to carry the set. I also think that there is a rank 4 XE deck in there. I love that. XE is what I play. That's my go-to like extra deck summoning mechanic. Like I love the XE, so I'm always looking for decks that bring that kind of cards into the game. So I'm excited for that as well. But yeah, I mean, generally speaking, the deck building sets are not good. So he's not entirely wrong, but I do think that this deck building set has a little more potential than a lot of them. If you go back, maybe kind of like on the same level, maybe a little bit higher than what Centurion brought, or a little bit higher than Vanquished Soul. Those were decks that really carried an entire deck building set. I think you're going to see the same thing in Crossout Breakers, but we'll see as it gets closer. All the cards haven't even been revealed, but I'm personally excited about that. Hey, you're amazing. Keep it up. I appreciate that, Outlaw. Thank you. The likes always help the meta. Yeah, I screw up my words all the time. We need the meta to be Blue Eyes versus Dark Magician versus Red Eyes. Yes, there we go. It's not that far off. I mean, with the Blue Eyes structure deck, and the all the support that's getting put out there for Blue Eyes, you might actually see Blue Eyes making some waves. I'm excited to see it. In my time in Yu-Gi-Oh, Blue Eyes has always been junk. In my time of Yu-Gi-Oh, Dark Magician has always been junk. In my time of Yu-Gi-Oh, Red Eyes has always been junk. I would love to see these decks get the support to get them up there. I think it's super cool. I love seeing it. Is it going to last? No, but it's worth seeing. It's tons of fun. All right, what do we got here? We got. I was confused about the commons in the tins too. I thought I read somewhere that this year there was no commons in the tins and that they were being replaced with supers. No, what I think is that there's no supers in the tins, which I think is pretty wild. Like if you go look at the tins, I have them brought up over here. And if you look at what's in the tins, it says 50 quarter century secret rares, but per pack, what you're getting is 1 quarter century, 1 prismatic secret rare, 3 ultras, and 8 commons. So there's no super rares, it appears, in the tins, is what that's looking like to me, that you won't have the super rares in there, which I don't know if that's good or bad, but I think there's still going to be the commons. You're going to get 8 commons per pack in there, if I'm reading that correctly. Like you said, Friday's video, you have to work these cards. You do. It's not selling Yu-Gi-Oh cards for a profit is not easy. And I know a lot of people say, it's impossible to make a profit off Yu-Gi-Oh cards. We found a way to do it. But it's a lot of work, and I don't want you to think that it's not a lot of work. It is a lot of work, and there will be times where you'll question, is the work worth it? I think it is, because I love it. Look, I've got 3 needs in my life that Yu-Gi-Oh fulfills for me. First of all, I'm a gambler. I love gambling. It's just part of my nature. It's part of who I am. Before Yu-Gi-Oh, I was I did fantasy football, like a lot of fantasy football. Like any given week, I had like $500 on FanDuel and Gamer's Choice, sometimes more than that. Once I found Yu-Gi-Oh, I walked away from FanDuel. I walked away from Gamer's Choice. I still do it with my youngest son for fun. I still am in a fantasy football league for fun, but I don't do it on that scale anymore, because Yu-Gi-Oh meets the gambling need for me. I also love organizing things, and Yu-Gi-Oh meets that need for me. Putting decks together, organizing cards, I absolutely love that as well. And I'm a collector. I love collecting. I play the game. I collect the cards. All of this Yu-Gi-Oh meets for me. So selling cards also meets that need for me. So I'm still going to do it, but it is a lot of work. It certainly is a lot of work. It's not easy. All right, going up here. Holy heck, man. Hey, Deasley Life, I've been meaning to reach out to you. Please let me know if you got that giveaway that I sent to you, because I'm not sure if you got it, man. And I want to make sure that you get that giveaway. So please let me know if you got that giveaway. I think I reached out to you in the comments, but I'm not sure if you ever got back to me. But let me know. These giveaways that we do, like if you ever not get them, reach out to me. Honestly, reach out to me. Let me know. I might not be able to get that same thing out to you. I'll get something different out to you. But we actually send these out. We love blessing the community in that way. And if the mail is horrible. Like, I don't know any other way to put it. The postal service right now is a total disaster. And there are lots of cards that don't make it to where they're supposed to make it. I apologize if there's any postal workers out here. My apologies to you. But it's not what it should be. So if you're not getting the cards, please let me know. Reach out to me. Say, hey, I didn't get this. We do not mind sending out more cards to you. And I just bank on people being honest. It's generally a pretty honest community out there. And you know, if you're not, you'll get away with it once, and then you won't get away with it again, because I'll remember. So, you know, but honestly, you know, let me know if you got that giveaway. Do you think Konami will do something crazy and put something in the Bonanza that they plan to take off the ban list that's still eminent? I have no idea what's in Bonanza, but I'm super excited for it. And could there be something in there that is currently banned right now that we're gonna get, and all of a sudden you get that reprint just pops right out? Yeah, I totally think that could happen. If you go back to when Skill Drain came off, and Skill Drain got a reprint like super fast, and it got a reprint in it was the Hidden Arsenals Chapter 1, that total garbage set. But that Skill Drain was in there. That Skill Drain was selling for like $30 when it came out. And it's a beautiful copy of Skill Drain. Like, if you're looking for a cheap copy of Skill Drain, I highly recommend that to you. I loved that set. The cards in there were not particularly good, but the foiling on the cards, I might be all by myself, but I love the little dots on the cards. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was a nice touch going back to the DT. So, yeah, I would not be surprised if you see some cards in Bonanza that are currently banned or limited that get put in there. Get that ban list rolling. I think that'd be pretty cool. Pokemon alt arts and full arts are the most expensive. Yeah, I mean, certainly if you're getting the alt arts or the full arts, yeah, make those the expensive ones, and then give us the regular prints cheap. That way, if you're just looking to play the card, then you have access to it. But if you want the more expensive one, you want the full art, the alt art, then you pay the money to get it. I think that's the best way to do it. You give budget players what they need, and you give high rarity players what they need as well. It benefits everybody. And this is what you see in the OCG. This is what you see in Rarity Collection 1 and 2. So I applaud Konami on making the effort to bring that sort of idea here, and maybe we'll actually see that in core sets. I think that it's a format, or it's a formula that can actually work in the TCG, and people who sell cards would not lose, and people who buy cards would not lose either. I think everybody would win. Yeah, obviously the old arts, and I know we opened up Pokemon for a while. We bought a couple cases of Lost Origin. We dipped our toes into Pokemon. I took a tremendous hit on Pokemon. And part of the reason I took a hit was because in Yu-Gi-Oh, we sell the decks. And in Pokemon, you can't really sell the decks. Or at least I didn't know how to do it. If you know how to do it, let me know, because it was fun opening up Pokemon. But we didn't pull any of the alt arts in Pokemon. We opened 2 cases. We didn't pull any alt arts. None. Not one. And so that was kind of a disappointment in Pokemon there for us. But all right, question if the name of the card bleeds through to the other side, is that an error card, like the name on the blind? You know, one of the things, there's whole communities out there on Facebook, and they're really good at judging misprints and errors and all that sort of thing. If I were you, I would join one of those misprint communities. They're super helpful. They're kind people generally. I've went to them with several different cards. Like, is this good? Is this worth something? Because we open so much product, we get all kinds of weird things out there. So like in the last set, one of the things that we got was this. We got several cards like this. Now, it is right on the cusp. Let me see if I can get that up there. It is right on the cusp of being an error. But for this card to be an error, it actually has to have the other card printed, like half of the other card on here. Let me show you something that's really cool. I'll be right back. This will not take long. All right, I actually have some sports cards like this, where I have the other card printed on there, and they're super cool when this happens. So here's one like that. So this is a misprint. And if you find this in Yu-Gi-Oh, this is worth some good money out there. But this is one card, and over here is the print of another card, and you got half of the card on the back. Not half, but it's sliced off. If you can find that in Yu-Gi-Oh, that is definitely worth something. I would take it to a misprint community. That's the best bet out there. I'm not a good judge on misprints and what they value, because to me, if there's anything wrong with the card, then to me, it's not worth as much. And that's just how I am. I want a perfect card. But there's whole communities out there that if something is different or something's off on a card, they'll pay double for that card. They'll pay triple, quadruple for that card because it's rare, because it's uncommon, it's hard to get. So I joined a misprint community on Facebook, and I bring all my stuff to them. You just take a picture of it, you set it there, you show it to them, and they're super kind and nice and helpful. They make jokes like, yeah, I'll buy it off you for like $20. Don't take them up on it. It's worth a lot more than that. And what I do with them, Jimmy, is I know a lot of people don't have a lot of people couldn't do this, but what I do is I trust the market, and I will list them on eBay on an auction, and I will price the auction at 99 cents, and I'll put it on an auction on eBay. And what that does is it generates all kinds of buzz around that card. There'll be people that will be looking at that card, they'll start watching it, and I'll put it on there for 7 days. And at the end of those 7 days, I'll have like, maybe 30, 40 people watching that card. And even though I put it on there for 99 cents, I generally end up selling those suckers for like $30, $40, $50, $100. The bids just come in. And I learned how to do this from a guy that was, he made a living off of selling on eBay on auctions. And one of the things that he shared with me is trust the market. The market will not let this sell for less than what it's worth. There's so many people on eBay that they won't let it sell for less than what it's worth. So if you list it on there, the market will bring it up to what it's going for. And that's what I do with my misprints. I just trust the market. Put it on eBay, put it on an auction. And the other thing is it's tons of fun to watch. You just watch your card go up and up and up, and it's a ton of fun to watch. So that's what I would kind of do with that. There. So all right. Like question through the card, and like the name is on the back and printed through, and half of the name is on the back. By the way, no way. Is the Magia $900? I thought you were telling me that this misprint is $900. Is the Magia now $900? I gotta look that up. Are you kidding me? Holy heck. I'm not surprised. And I know that a lot of people, MAG. 948. Um, there is a. It looks like there is a euro on here for 7. But then, yeah, 948. That is absolutely insane. I'm not surprised, and I know a lot of people are talking about this card like it's going to get a reprint. I wouldn't bank on that. Honestly, I don't. I'm not sure that the card is going to get a reprint. Now, it could get a reprint because of the structure deck, and that's the only thing that makes me think that it will get a reprint. But I would not be surprised if this card does not see a reprint for a couple years. I think one of the things Konami wants to do is build back that collector group that they lost. I think it's going to be harder than they think because I think they burned some bridges with the QCs. But I would not be surprised if Magia does not hold a value like that. By the way, I actually played against a guy that got the Magi out against me. And I was 100% rooting for him to do it. I wanted him to get that card out on the field against me, and he did, and it totally annihilated me. I ended up beating him 2-1 in the series, but he did get the Magi out. It did completely destroy me, and I absolutely loved it. Just seeing that card out on the field was a beautiful thing. He had 2 of them. He had 2, and he was playing them. Like if I had 2 of them, I might play one just to flex a little bit, but the other one would be in a case. I would not be playing both of them, but he had 2 of them and he played them both. It was pretty cool. $900, absolutely insane. I would not be, I would not be paying that. Just because there's a chance that it could get a reprint. So yeah, holy heck. Waiting for Bonfire QCR. I'm not sure if I'm not sure. Will Bonfire get a QCR? I'm not sure if it will. Will Bonfire is Bonfire confirmed to get reprinted in the tins? I don't think it's in a set that is confirmed to get reprinted in the tins. I know transaction rollback has been confirmed, so that leads a lot of people to think Bonfire is in here. Let me look it up because I have it right up here because I was planning on having all this available. I don't currently see Bonfire in here. I could just be missing it, but I do know transaction rollback is going to be in there, which is kind of weird because I'm not sure that set was confirmed in here. But yeah, the more reprints, the better. Yeah, good luck. Maybe Bonfire does get a QCR. Let me say one thing about Bonfire. I would not be surprised if this card doesn't get hit. But like down to 1, maybe down to 2. It's basically Rhoda for fire. And Rhoda's at 1. I would expect Bonfire would at some point be at 1. So I would not be buying high rarity of this card. That's just me. It depends on the price, doesn't it? Really? I mean, all things really depend on the price because I said the same thing about a lot of QCs. And the price just got so tempting that I actually just went in and bought them. So like another card was Phantasme. I was like, well, I'm not going to buy Phantasmes because I don't like the art of the QCs. But once that sucker went under $10, yeah, I bought a play set of Phantasme, even if it is in the art that I don't like and I prefer my secrets. I still bought them because the price was right. So yeah, if the price is right on Bonfire, I might be willing to roll the dice on that. I mean, Malice is literally going for 300. They're going to make like 5 of the card ultras, going to be like 3 of them, same thing. they did with, yeah, I really think they're going to do the same thing with Malice that they did with Centurion, that they did with Vanquished Soul. I think that they're going to make Malice pretty expensive. I think 300 might be a bargain, actually. I think it might actually even be more than that, to be honest with you. I'm hearing a lot of hype about Malice. I just putting it out there. I'm hearing a lot of people talk about this deck, how good it is, how excited they are. I think 300 might be a bargain on the Malice. I would not be surprised if it's more than that. But yeah, I do think they're going to do the same thing. Because Centurion was able to carry that set. What was it? I can't remember the set. It was the last deck building set that came out, I think. Valen Smashers, I think it was. And before that, Vanquished Soul carried Wild Survivors. And I think that they kind of like that idea. And I would, yeah, I totally would not be surprised if they do the same thing. I could certainly see that. Outlaw, one question. I'm from EU, and we have a site where we sell and buy cards. Yeah, card market, I think. Good idea to try one your site like TCG Player. Do you guys like EU prints, or does your site let me make sure that I'm reading that. Do you guys like, I'm from the EU and we have a site to sell buy cards. Is it good idea to try one of your sites like TCG Player? What I will say about that is the community likes the EU dark cards. The cards are darker. People like that. EU cards generally sell more. Like if I have them, I can take them to my locals and I can move them a lot faster than I can the US cards. So, I mean, there's generally a higher interest in EU cards on different sites. So and in person, when people see them, I don't really care personally myself, but other people care a lot, and because other people care a lot, it makes me care, because I want to have what other people want, primarily because we're selling the cards. Also, as collector rares, also, as a collector, do you have a favorite Holy Grail? Mine is SM 51 Ulti Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes cards, if you want to look it up. SM 51 Blue Eyes. I don't really have a Holy Grail. I guess for me, Dolus Saga is like, if I see Dolus Saga cards in somebody's binder, I just trade for them or I buy them. I love them. Konami's not done another foiling like that. I know a lot of people like Dolus Saga. I know it's relatively recent, so it doesn't have. I think probably what you're talking about is probably really, really nice. But Dolus Saga, for me, it just does it. And I was a collector's rare person. I had all my cards in collector rare. I love collector's rare, but now that they've reprinted everything in the quarter century, I just stopped buying collector rares. In fact, I started selling all of my collector rares, and I'm kind of disappointed. It is what it is. But now for me, QCs, I like them. I do. I'm not an ultimate rare person. I know a lot of people like ultimate rare. I have a take on ultimate rare that some of you might not like. Because I know the community loves ultimate rares. But older ultimate rares had value. These newer ultimate rares, they don't have the same value. Like, if you look at the cards that are coming out, the cards that they're printing in ultimate rare, they're bottoming out quickly. Like, I think the last ultimate rare to have tremendous value was Forbidden Droplet. Forbidden Droplet, Imperm, Nibiru. I think that's the last great wave of ultimate rares. And ever since then, the rest of them have been, they've bottomed out. And I'm not sure why, but Ultimate Rare just isn't the same that it used to be. It used to be if something's printed in Ultimate Rare and it's a meta relevant card, that card is immediately expensive. That's not the case. You can find all kinds of cheap Ultimate Rares out there. In fact, I recommend buying them because they're super cheap. So, I mean, some of these cards, like Sprite Blue, like if you play Sprite, I know Jay plays Sprite, but if you play Sprite, those cards are super cheap for the Ultimate Rare Blues, and they're beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Some of the most beautiful Ultimate Rares that I've seen. For me, it's Quarter Century, it's Duelist Saga. Those are kind of the rarities that I like, but it used to be collector rares, and I've just completely walked away. So I'm going to kind of round out this live stream. I do completely. I'm going to go through the rest of the comments and then I'm going to round it out. I really appreciate you guys immensely. I know this is not ideal, what we just did. I know having the stream up behind me, I'm going to get in touch with Jay and Sage and Saki and figure out how they do it because they're doing it way better than what I just did. But having 20 people in here is beyond my expectation. Like, I think that's pretty amazing. I'm grateful for you all. I love talking about cards with you guys. Tons of fun. So let me plow through the rest of these comments and share some final thoughts with you, and then we'll kind of move on from there. Also, as a collector, Pokemon is much harder to make your money back than, I had a tremendously hard time making my money back on Pokemon. We lost, and we lost big. And so I just kind of walked. Part of it is because we didn't pull the alt arts. If we would have pulled the alt arts, particularly if we would have pulled I think it was Garatina, was the chase alt art in that set. If we would have pulled that, we would have at least made our money back. But yeah, we took a beating on Pokemon, and I never went back to it. Same thing with Magic. I took a huge hit on Magic, and we never went back to that. Our plan was to get into all of the TCG cards. Now, I can't do Lorcana. I make fun of all the guys at my locals that play Lorcana because I tell them I do not play with princesses. I play with dragons and wizards and warriors. Like, I play with mean things. So I can't do Lorcana. I'm not a Disney guy. One Piece, the art did not appeal to me in One Piece. The art of Magic is super cool to me, so I do like Magic, but I couldn't break even in Magic either. All right, so going down here, Pokemon is, man, we definitely hurt on Pokemon. I believe in Pokemon you gotta sell sealed. Okay, yeah, that might be part of our problem. Look, I don't have any interest in selling sealed, and people have reached out to me to sell sealed. To me, that's work. And it doesn't give me the benefits that I get from open. I love opening. I love sorting cards. I love making decks. I love selling decks. And so if I were in this to make money, I would probably sell sealed. But truth is, I have a full-time job. I have a career that pays the bills. And so I literally do this for fun with my boys. And we started a business because I wanted to show them what it takes to run a business, to keep it going, what it takes to be a good human being, how to treat people, things like that. And that's why we do this. Selling sealed doesn't appeal to me because it's just, I buy the product and then I ship it out, and that just sounds like work to me. Where opening up product and all of that is fun. So yeah, I think you're probably right on that. Buying it, holding it for a little bit, and then flipping it is probably where you are going to make your money back on Pokemon and things like that. Yeah, definitely. We did not do that. We just cracked it open and tried to flip the cards. That did not, that did not work at all. Could you give us some good feed? Facebook group that sells. Uh, I don't know. The only thing, I'm never on Facebook. I really don't like Facebook. I use Facebook for two reasons. My locals has a chat that is through Facebook, so I'm on there for the chat for that locals, and then for the misprint community. And that is the only reason that I am on Facebook at all. But I do know that there are Facebook groups out there that sell cards. I wouldn't be able to help you on that. I wish I could. It's just I stay away from Facebook. It's not my favorite thing. It's kind of like Disney. I don't like Disney. I don't like Facebook. I live at like 45 minutes from Disney, and I never go. And I'm never really on Facebook, but there are some. I would definitely ask around, and I can ask around for you, and maybe I can post it somewhere later on, letting you know what's good out there. Yeah, collectors lost the faith in the community for sure. They lost the faith in the community, or in Konami. I still collect Yu-Gi-Oh, but I spent more than 10K, perhaps closer to 20K on Pokemon the last few months. Yeah, a lot of people shifted their money other places. Lorcana, One Piece, Pokemon, Magic, because Konami could have done this way better. And all they had to do, they could have done quarter centuries, even though quarter centuries look like Starlights, which I was not a fan of from the beginning. They should have did something different with quarter centuries. But even if you do that, just don't reprint the higher rarity cards that you have in quarter century. And they learned that in Bonanza. That seems like what they're going to do in Bonanza, but they only promise that they're not going to reprint quarter centuries into quarter centuries. So you could still get Starlights, collector rares, ultimate rares being reprinted in higher rarities. Again, it waters down the value of those cards. There's tons of cards in this game that could have been reprinted in quarter century that we didn't get, that would have been of benefit to the community. And I'm not a fan of what they did there. That they did hurt the community, and people have shifted their money. So I don't blame you for doing that. If I were a collector, yeah, I'd move my money somewhere else. I do collect, but I wouldn't call myself a collector. I'm more of a very poor player. That's what I am. If anybody wants to help train me, teach me how to play this game better, I am all for it. Help me get better at this game. I'm tired of losing. Crying out loud. Some of it is the decks that I play, and some of it is just I'm not very good. And I don't, there really is a couple holes in the game that I don't quite get the way that I should, like chains and chain blocking and things like that. I don't quite get those things the way that I should. And there's a couple cards that I don't quite understand how to play those. So I'm looking to get better at the game, because I love playing this game. Even though I get trashed even at my locals, I just get trashed at I think my locals is pretty good though. I think it's pretty competitive. They all go to all the regionals and the YCSs and all that. By the way, I am planning on being at the big tournament. I can't remember what it is. I think it's a YCS that's going to be in Orlando in February. I am planning on being there. I'm super excited. Cohen and I are both planning on being there. It'll be our first big tournament. Would love to meet some of y'all if you're out there and are present at that tournament. I know Jay's going to be there, so I'm going to try and hook up with him, and some other people as well. Maybe Sage will be there, or who knows? The last one, I know Cali Effect was there, which is pretty cool. I love the work that he does too. Man, the editing that dude does. Well, he doesn't do it. He pays people to do it. I wish we could do that. But the editing on his channel is phenomenal. Absolutely. And I even stole a word of his. Phenomenal. It really is. It's top quality. I love it. All right. So yeah, what do you think will be great reprints in quarter century bonanza? I'm going to go over all the cards, but it's basically all the cards that I said should have been in Rarity Collection 2 that weren't in there should be in Bonanza. So there'd be a lot of older rarity cards, or not older rarity, older types of cards in older formats that I think will be in there. But cards like Totally Awesome, Fenrir, Dark Hole, Regeki, no, not Dark Hole. Dark Hole already has one. Regeki, a lot of these cards that Pankertops, although Pankertops is showing up in the tins, which makes me think that it might get a quarter century in the tins. I'm so confused about the tins. And this is why I haven't made a tin video yet, because I don't feel like I have a good handle on what's going to be in the tins. I know Pankertops is on the tin itself. Does that mean, like last year, that it's going to be a quarter century? Or does it just mean that it's going to be in the tins? It's weird to me. I can't figure it out. But I will have a lot of videos coming out on this. But basically, if you go through and you look at my videos that I talked about cards that should be in Rarity Collection 2, and those cards that didn't get printed in there, I think they're going to be in quarter century bonanza, like the Charmers. Charmer cards should definitely be in there. I would love to see it. Older cards like Millennium Eyes Restrict, I think would be really cool. Relinquished, I think would be super cool. How cool would a relinquished quarter century be? That would be absolutely beautiful. If I'm still hoping for Dark Necrofear. That is always my hope. It's my favorite card in the game. But my second favorite card has to be Relinquished. I love that card. Absolutely. I'd love to see it. RDA also for sure. There's so many cards that should be getting quarter centuries, and there's so many quarter centuries that are coming. Those are going to be some fun videos to do. I absolutely love it. Not enough love. Not enough love it. Love it. Hit that like button. I appreciate y'all immensely. Are you interested in Magia? No, no. I am not. But not at that price. Holy man. Somebody asked me if they should have picked it up for $400. And my advice to them was no. I would wait. And that advice is not aging well. Now that it's sitting at $950. I mean, you never know, but $400 is a lot to spend on a card. 950. That's absolutely it. I bought the SM51 BEWD ulti in Japan. Mod played damage for about 400 holy heck. A few months ago. That's my childhood card. I'm going to look that card up afterwards. Look that card up, y'all, if you're interested in it, but I'm definitely going to look that card up. SM51. I want to see what you guys are dropping all this cash on. I thought this stream was pretty good. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Bought the Ulti SM. You guys are really in that's insane. For like 900 5 years ago. Wow. I don't even know what this card is. I probably should know what this card is, shouldn't I? 20 views is nothing for an amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. 20 views is way beyond my expectation. Like one of my kids asked me what I was expecting, and I said, ideally, I would hope like 10, maybe. I just don't want to be sitting in there with like 2. And mostly I don't care, but with 2 people, it's bad for you all. 22, I saw 23 up there once. Pretty cool. Kotu cards, you're the first live stream. on your first live stream. Great job. Catch up with you on the next one. All right, Dustin. Hey, thanks for stopping out. I appreciate you immensely. A member of the channel. For our memberships on the channel, and I've got to do a better job at this, but for our members on the channel, we're going to be putting out members only videos a lot more frequently. I'm trying to do one next week, and we generally hope to do one monthly. We also send out cards to our members every month, and we try to make it worth it. So I sent out the cards to you all recently, so hopefully you'll be getting those soon. But if you're interested in being a member of the channel, hit that member button, hit that join button. There's not a member button. Hit that join button. We'd love for you to be a member of the channel. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button as well. We're doing tons of videos. Which regionals? I was talking about let me jump up here. Thank you so much, Yugioh Market on Facebook. There you go, Yugioh Black Market on Facebook. Yeah, I have heard people talking about that. Thank you for that. I've never been on there. I don't know anything about it, but I know people at my locals have been on there and talk about it quite a bit. Understanding chains is easier to learn when you're playing Master. Maybe I need to get back into Master Duel. Thank you. Yeah, I was playing Master Duel for a while, and then Cohen hijacked he took over my account, which made me super angry, and I've never gotten it back. So yeah, Master Duel would probably help me. And I've been looking into EDU Pro. Is that what it's called? I'm trying to figure out how I can play test more, and but not against somebody. Like, can I play test against the computer? Like when I'm learning a deck, I don't want to drive somebody nuts like on Master Duel. Like, I want to try and figure out things, and I feel bad when I'm playing against somebody on Master Duel and other sites, because they're trying to have a fun duel and I'm just trying to figure out how this works. And so what I really want is to be able to play against like a bot or something like that would help me figure out, what plays work, which ones don't, that sort of thing. But yeah, thank you for that, Master Duel. Certainly, I should get back into that more. One of the problems I had with Master Duel was I felt like it was making me dumber, because it prompts you to make the moves without you knowing that you should make the move. So when I was playing Master Duel, I was playing Trap Trick. And one of the things, I was pretty good at Master Duel with Trap Trick, because it was prompting me to activate Sarah's effect every time. And then when I was playing Trap Trick, I would always forget to activate Sarah on the person that I'm playing on their turn. When they activate something, I would forget to activate Sarah's effect, and I would lose the ability to do that. And it just got super frustrating. I thought maybe Master Duel has made me dumb, because it's always prompting me to do it when I'm playing in person. When you're playing when you're playing paper Yu-Gi-Oh, nobody's prompting you. So I kind of walked away from Master Duel, but I might get back into. I do miss it. I did have a lot of fun. Which regionals? Generally, the two regionals that Cohen and I would be going to if we went to regionals would be the Kissimmee or the Boca Raton regionals. But the one that I was talking about is I think the YCS in Orlando is coming in February. We generally don't go to regionals too much, but if we knew that some of you were going to be there, like if you said, hey, we're going to be there, we might stop out just for fun. And because when we do go to regionals, we have a ton of fun. Like, it's a lot of fun. Cohen moved up to 7th grade, and it got a lot harder, and he got a lot more homework, and he's swimming now, and his schedule just got really, really full. And it made it so that we weren't able to do some of those things. But if I knew some of you guys were going to regionals around here, yeah, I might pop out of the regionals. But I know that you guys are all over the place. I mean, some of you guys are in other countries. All right, what regionals I'd go to? It'd be my first. Gunner, you never been to a regionals? Regionals super cool. I love going to regionals. Like I said, I don't go to a lot of them, but they do have like booths set up there where people selling cards, and you just get to see a bigger community. Like when you're at your locals, whatever it is, my locals is generally like 10 to 20, kind of somewhere around there. But when you get to these regionals, you get to see like there's a lot of people playing this game, and there's a lot of good players out there. So I love just seeing the bigger perspective. I noticed I noticed playing multiple decks makes it harder. Yeah, I have it's hard to discipline yourself, isn't it? It's really hard to say I'm just going to play this deck. And I've been playing Horus Stun just exclusively. I mean, we've been dating exclusively for probably since Manadium. Since I walked away from Manadium, which is probably like I'd say like 6 months. It's been a long time. Maybe 5. I've been playing Horus Stun. I really try to discipline myself. I have the Goblin Bikers deck ready to go, but I don't think it's very good. It would be better if it was an Exceed format, because the benefit is that you can remove your opponent's Xyz the cards that are attached. But if it's not an Exceed format, then you lose that benefit. So I haven't played Goblin Bikers, and I do have Mimigol. Cohen wants to play Mimigol. So those are the decks that I have built besides my Sharks. But yeah, it does help playing one deck. Choose one deck, just run that one, and practice it with friends and family. Yeah, that's the other problem. Cohen has not been able to practice with me as we used to. And so it has hurt my doling. Cohen, you're hurting my doling. Get back. He is almost exclusively Master Duel now. He doesn't play a lot of paper Yu-Gi-Oh, and it kind of it hurts my soul. But that's just where it is now. He's 13 years old, and he's got a social life. He's doing all this stuff, and he's still involved. He still loves the game, but he's not playing it in person the way that we used to. So I'm trying to be at the Orlando. Yeah. All right, that would be awesome. Yeah, I don't know where you live, Jimmy, but it would be great to see you there. I'm definitely going to be there. Hey, Coach Ugars, how you doing? Oh, Sparkman in here. I don't know if you're familiar. If you guys don't know Sparkman, he's got his own channel. It's a good channel. Hey, Sparkman, I've noticed that you've been putting out a lot of content recently. I like it. You've been grinding. So if you're not familiar with Sparkman, check out the channel, subscribe to his channel. He's got some really good stuff out there. He's got some great takes. And one of the things that I like about what he does is he's really honest. And anybody who's honest, I like. And so he's not sugarcoating things. He brutal, absolutely brutal on the tins every year. If you watch his videos on the tins, I think I've been watching your videos on the tins for like 3 straight years, and he's absolutely brutal, and he's not wrong. Like, he's really not wrong. So Sparkman, it's good to see you out here. Sparkman with the Yu-Gi-Oh exports going. Yeah, super cool to have you out here. Yes, sir. Oh, holy heck, we still got more. You guys are awesome. I love this. This is fun. This is I see why Jay does this. I see why Saki does this. This is really cool. Coach Cards, how you doing? Yes, sir. There he is, Sparkman in the house. Todd, what's up, my dude? Good to catch up with you, brother. Yeah, Mr. Nick P. I see your name all the time. Won a couple giveaways on Kotsu Cards. Love the support of Mr. Nick P. Awesome dude. Don't tell my wife I won the Kaiba set. Briefcase with the new 49. Oh, did you? No. You know what's really funny? I show my wife this all the time because she loves it. But I will have people order from me quite a bit. And it's generally when a new set comes out and they'll say, do not include the invoice. And a couple people have even said, I had one guy that said, do not include the invoice. My wife be tripping all the time. Make sure that's on the DL. No invoice. And I memorized what he wrote because it's absolutely hilarious to me. Yeah, yeah. I I have bought things, and I generally just kind of tell my wife at this point, and she just shakes her head. But I have bought things, and Cohen and Luke will run up to my wife, and they'll tell on me right away. And I'm like, dude, you don't have to tell mom everything we do, but they do. Yeah, that is so funny. So you want it on an auction? That's absolutely hilarious. I love stuff like that. Um, Absolutely hilarious. Don't play Master Duel if you're trying to. Yeah, that's what I was running into. Um, yeah, so I think there's positive and negative. So maybe as the other guy was saying, maybe learning chains helps on Master Duel, but other things really hurt on Master Duel. So I've had positive and negative. Todd, if you if you have a Discord, I'd be happy to set you up with the best simulator you can get free. I'd be happy to catch up with you free since I appreciate that. Yeah, I do have a Discord. Cohen runs all of that. And my apologies to the people that have signed up for Discord and that we haven't included the link for quite a while. But Cohen's been gone for like a month and he does everything with Discord. Like I don't mess around with Discord. That is all Cohen. I answer people on Discord. I throw up some comments, but he runs all that. So I'm going to get him up and running on that. I appreciate that, Mr. Nick P. Thank you very much. That's pretty awesome. Love regionals. I always learn like 400. I always leave like 400 cash, 1,000 cards in my favorite holiday. Yeah, I mean, regionals tons of fun to go to. Yeah, last time we went to a regionals we dropped a ton of money. I mean, Cohen was like, I want this card, I want this card. We made all kinds of trades. We were buying cards off people. Gunner knows my brothers went to nationals to play in an event, and I wish I could have went to support. Oh yeah, your brother went. I didn't hear how he did. Let me know how he did at nationals. That's super cool. Chris, Chris is on here. I love it. I always see you, Chris, on Jay's stream as well. New evil hero support just dropped. Awesome. Yes. I'm not a hero player, but if I was going to play hero, evil hero is where I would be. I think that's super cool. I love what they're doing out there. Love seeing the live stream. Always remember the first video I watched of yours, gave some good advice. Buying oh yeah, oh we're going back on that. Buying the Baron. I hope you sold that though before it got banned. But yeah, but buying the Baron it was a good time to buy the Baron, and the Baron did good. Haha, my friends, appreciate the shout out. Yeah, you got it, Sparkman. Trying my best with the content, but yeah, I can't hold back. I have to keep it 100. He does. He's brutal on the tins. He trashes them every time. It's awesome. And there, everybody's got their different takes on it. And so I try and see the positive and the negative to it, but taking all that the community has on the tins can help you make better informed decisions. All right, so I'm going to answer these last two questions there, the last two comments, and then we're going to round it out. Been on here an hour and 42 minutes. Oh man, I appreciate you guys, really do. Super cool. Thanks again, Mr. Nick B. But yeah, I'd be happy to to sit with you and explain chain link. Yeah, dude, any help you can give me, I'll try and set it up with you. Because honestly, I've got into Yu-Gi-Oh so late. Like Cohen was 10 years old. He's bringing me these cards. I'm 40 years old. All I know is fantasy football. Like that's what I do. And he's bringing me all these cards. I never played Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi. I never played any of these games. And I tried to figure it out. And you know who taught me was a 10-year-old. And a lot of the things he taught me was wrong. And so but he did the best that he could. And we went to our locals and they taught me some things, but I've got some holes. I've got some things that I'm not the best at playing the game. I can sell cards. I'm pretty good on the market, what cards are going to go up, what cards are going to go down, mostly because I have such an interest in cards. I have such an interest in what decks are going to be good. That doesn't mean that I'm an actual good player. So yeah, any help you give me would be much appreciated. I'm casual with it, but the new support, new opportunities. Yeah, I love the new support that's coming, or the new stuff that's coming out. Appreciate this stream. I'll be around more, brother. Thank you. Super cool to have you on here. Awesome. Yeah, I got some, I think there's 3 guys at my locals that are an official judge, but they don't really have time to kind of sit down with me and walk me through some of the ridiculous things. I should just trade them. I'll tell you what cards to buy, when to buy them, and you tell me when to chain. Would be great. Good live stream. Hope to catch you another soon. Great job. Jumping in, Coach Cards. See you, brother. Yeah, see you. I'll see you. I'm going to jump off of this. I'm going to try and set up a day where we're going to be doing this at least maybe like twice a month. I was going to do it monthly, but I had a ton of fun doing it. So I'll try and set it up maybe twice a month, and we'll shoot for an hour and a half. I'm going to jump out of here. My mom's visiting, so I'm going to catch her before she takes off. But tons of fun. Thank you for the love and support. Hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And you all just totally blew me away on this. I will catch you on my next video, which might come out tomorrow. I'll catch you later. See ya.